you and I both saw a movie with June Squibb. I love June Squibb. She's in a movie called Thelma, which came out last year.
Mhm.
She was, she was nominated for a lot of awards, didn't win, but I loved Thelma. I thought it was great. She is back in Eleanor the Great, and it's from director Scarlett Johansson. Direct ya, hardly knew ya. But Scarlett Johansson has directed this movie, and it's about it's about Eleanor, who has a friend who's Jewish, who tells her, and she survived Auschwitz.
They're roommates. They were
They're roommates, and she survived Auschwitz, shared so many stories with her. Her roommate passes away. She moves back home to Jersey, like New York, right? Back to New York.
Mhm.
And oddly, she joins this survivors support group, even though
Holocaust
she was,
survivor.
Holocaust survivors support group, even though she would never was in the Holocaust. A daughter enrolls her in this group to give her something active to do, to talk to people. And she starts sharing stories of her friend, but they all assume it's her story. She's telling the story of her life. A young woman hears this story and wants to write an article and do a paper for her class. This young woman, Nina, played by Aaron Kellyman, and her father, Chiwetel Ejiofor, plays Roger. He's a TV host whose wife passed away, Nina's mother, which leads to a big misunderstanding. Because Eleanor is telling this stories from the Holocaust, which
69.
was her friend Bessie's stories, and everyone assumes it's her stories. She's in her 90s. It's not all there. I love June Squibb. I think she's amazing. This is a very by the numbers drama that is very predictable. I mean, as much as I love June Squibb, I've seen her in better movies. Thelma being one of them. Strong recommendation for Thelma, an action movie starring a 90-year-old, and it's hilarious. Really good comedy. So, I'm not a fan of Erin Kellyman. I don't know why she gets cast in these things. I don't quite believe her. She would tell
You didn't
me
like her in Falcon and Winter Soldier, or
No, I didn't like her in
Willow, in the Willow series.
I didn't like her in Solo or the Willow. I don't know what it is. I think she could be a good actress. She's got to find something. I don't know. But she would tell Ejiofor, we saw in Life of Chuck. I love him.
Yeah.
He's one note in this. It's fine. It leads to. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say this about Erin Kellyman. I think this role is more suited for her than every other role she's ever done.
Yeah,
because she's just playing a college student. There's nothing.
Well, but the one thing I do have to point out one thing about our character, which made me not like, for no reason in a scene, she goes out to, have lunch with Eleanor. She befriends her. She's kind of a weird kid. Her mom passed away recently. She's kind of dealing with that pain. She doesn't have a lot of friends her age. And she randomly, when they're having a conversation, she's like, I'm a lesbian. Moving on for no reason, out of the blue. And then it's like, and she's like, okay. Eleanor's like, well, you love who you love. Okay. And that's it. She has to she could have not mentioned it at all. Why does the idea of what Nina's character's sexuality, why does that matter? The point is, it doesn't matter. But for some reason, Scarlett Johansson, the director, it was in the script. If we say that one of our characters is LGBTQ, we get points.
Yes.
Well,
it's a signal of virtue.
And it stands out because it's not a plot point. She doesn't have a girlfriend. There's no
She doesn't
romance.
get one at the end of the movie.
There's no girlfriend. There is literally nothing about Nina's character in this movie that has anything to do with her being lesbian.
Being gay does not inform her character in any way for the rest of the film.
Exactly. She just says, I'm a lesbian. LGBT content. This is now LGBT. Scarlett Johansson gets points. The actress, I'm sure the actress probably is lesbian or bi. That's very...
They probably got a tax credit for that. Maybe that was it.
Who knows? But I really feel in modern Hollywood, you get points for content being a certain way. And this is one of those examples. You didn't need that. This is a streaming movie that is being released to theaters. It should have been on Netflix. It's very average at best. I can't recommend it. 5 out of 10 for me. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I was somewhat on board at the beginning in terms of, it's June Squibb. She had a good friend. She passed away. Now she's kind of lost. She interacts with her family. There's tension there. Hey, why don't you go to the Jewish Center? Okay. And then she sits down, and then she's in she realizes she's in the Holocaust survivors support group. She was not part of the Holocaust. And just as she's about to leave, they say, "Oh, no, come back. We want to hear." And then it's from that moment on, I realize, I know how this movie plays out.
Yes, it's so predictable.
It's that classic. Look, a lot of movies would end early if people just told the truth.
Yeah.
This is one. As she had just said, I'm in the wrong group. I'm mistaken. My bad. And the others could have said, "Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. Why don't you join and hear our stories?" I mean, that's kind of how it could have played out. But no, we have to go down this rabbit hole for the next, 70 minutes at that point. And from there, it's just, I know what's going to happen next. I know. Oh, hey, they want to tell her story they want to interview her in her college class. All right. Yeah. Didn't see that one coming. And then it's, her dad's a reporter on television. He wants to do a story on her. Oh, I wonder how this is going to work out. Oh, and then she's going to get bat mitzvahed. And they're going to film the whole thing. I wonder what's going to happen. And it's just, again, the problem with when you do a movie like that, when the problem is the audience is far ahead of you. And when the audience is far ahead of you, they're just going to sit there and wait for you to catch up to them.
Right.
And that was the problem with this movie. That was the problem with the what was the Scorsese Indian Native American film?
Yeah, that movie.
That one, it's like, yeah, we know where this is going. And we just sit there and we're just waiting for the story to catch up to us. And the cast in this thing is so great. And I think the only reason that you would want to see this movie is because you like June Squibb and you're a fan of Scarlett Johansson. Everyone does a fine job. And I just don't know that that's enough to draw me to the theater to see this. Definitely wait for streaming on it. So there you go. Look, good on Scarlett Johansson for getting the money to make an independent film. And she made it.